Imagine a world where launching astronauts doesn't require fiery rocket launches, but rather a casual elevator ride into space, or a cruise ship the size of a small city ferrying thousands across the oceans. Sounds like the plot of a sci-fi movie, right? Yet, at various times, visionary and a little crazy, minds thought, hey, why not? Today we're diving into the wildest, most over-the-top mega projects humanity has ever dared to propose. Buckle up at number 10, a lunar elevator. Forget rockets. Why not just ride to the moon? American company Liftport proposed building a space elevator on the moon's surface. The plan, a station orbiting the moon would lower a cable down to the surface, where a robotic climber would ferry astronauts and materials back and forth. Why the moon and not Earth? Well, the moon's lower gravity and lack of atmosphere mean a lunar elevator wouldn't snap under its own weight or get tangled up in stray satellites. Sounds neat, right? Originally, they dreamed of completing it by 2020. But spoiler alert, there's still no lunar elevator yet. Mass producing strong enough materials like carbon nanotubes remains the biggest hurdle. At least dreaming big is free. Number 9. Next Tokyo, a floating megacity by 2014-50. The 20th century Tokyo Bay Plan, imagined by legendary architect Kenzo Tange, aimed to combat Tokyo's overcrowding by building a city over water, complete with floating highways, residential areas, and commercial centers. While Tange's 1960 plan never left the drawing board, it sparked a new vision, Next Tokyo. Fast forward to today, and architects are dreaming of a mile-high skyscraper surrounded by eco-friendly floating neighborhoods that could withstand typhoons and earthquakes. Set to maybe happen by 2145, this project could house 500,000 people. No rush, right? Number 8, the Red Sea Dam. In 2007, Dutch researchers proposed draining the Red Sea. You read that right. The idea was to build a 100-kilometer-long dam between Yemen and Africa, causing the Red Sea to slowly evaporate, creating a gigantic natural energy generator. The dam could churn out 50 gigawatts of hydroelectric power, enough for over 37 million homes. Biblical imagery aside, the environmental impact would be catastrophic. Higher global sea levels, dead coral reefs, and disrupted shipping routes. Unsurprisingly, this plan was filed under cool idea, bad consequences. Number 7. Freedom Ship. Why settle for a cruise when you can live on one? Permanently? The Freedom Ship, proposed in the late 1990s, would be a 1.4 kilometer long, 25-story high city at sea. It would feature everything from hospitals and schools to museums and shopping centers. There'd even be a subway and airport on board. Talk about traveling in style. Designed to accommodate 100,000 people, the Freedom Ship would slowly circle the globe every 3 years. However, building such a floating paradise would cost a fortune, and many would need to overcome serious motion sickness first. So far, it remains more wishful thinking than seaworthy reality. Number 6. Liftport's Earth Space Elevator. Back to elevators, but this time for Earth itself. Inspired by Russian scientist Konstantin Tsiolkovsky in 1895, the concept is to tether a cable from Earth's equator up to a satellite in geostationary orbit, allowing vehicles to climb into space without rockets. It sounds like science fiction gold. No more fiery launches, just a smooth ride straight into orbit. Sadly, the required materials need to be at least 200 times stronger than steel, and even modern wonders like carbon nanotubes or Kevlar aren't quite there yet. Plus, there's the minor problem of dodging space debris traveling at thousands of miles per hour, basically playing interstellar dodgeball. Oh, and let's not forget, just one good meteor strike could turn the whole thing into the world's most terrifying game of jump rope. Small details, right? Number 5. The Mid-Atlantic Floating Tunnel. Ever thought about driving across the Atlantic? Some engineers did, but instead of tunneling through the seafloor, which is, ridiculously deep and unstable, they proposed a floating tunnel. Suspended about 50 meters below the surface, it would be anchored to the seabed with massive cables, bobbing along with the ocean currents like a giant underwater noodle. The floating tunnel would avoid the crushing pressure of the deep ocean and the Mid-Atlantic Ridge's frequent earthquakes, which sounds smart until you realize it would still have to withstand rogue waves, ships, and the occasional nosy whale. Still, the costs, risks, and maintenance of such a project make it about as likely as mermaids handing out driver's licenses. But hey, if we ever pull it off, it could turn the Atlantic Ocean into the world's most scenic daily commute. Number 4. Vac trains across the Atlantic. A major feature of the transatlantic tunnel idea is the vacuum train, or vac train. Imagine hopping on a train in London and arriving in New York in under an hour, faster than most people can finish binge watching a TV episode. Inside a vacuum-sealed tunnel, a magnetically levitated train could theoretically reach hypersonic speeds, up to 8,000 kilometers per hour. In theory, it sounds glorious. In practice, well, the fastest current maglev train tops out at a leisurely 460 kilometers per hour. Not exactly warp speed. Scaling that up by 17 times without passengers turning into pancakes from G-forces is just one of many problems engineers would need to solve. Good luck, future geniuses, and don't forget to pack a barf bag. Number 3. The Tokyo Bay Plan. Kenzo Tengei's original 1960 Tokyo Bay plan deserves another mention. He wanted to stretch Tokyo across the bay by constructing a colossal linear city atop floating platforms connected by elevated highways. The idea wasn't just to build outward, it was to redefine how cities functioned, blending infrastructure, transportation, and daily living into one seamless megastructure. Tengei's vision included stacking living spaces vertically along a spine highway that would serve millions daily. His dream was a futuristic Tokyo where cars, pedestrians, and communities could coexist vertically without chaos. While it stayed a concept, it heavily influenced megastructure designs worldwide and inspired future floating city projects. Plus, it would have given Tokyo a skyline so futuristic it could have starred in a sci-fi blockbuster. Number 2. The Lunar Mining Elevator. Mining the moon isn't just the stuff of cartoons anymore. Liftport's lunar elevator isn't just about ferrying people. It's also about mining precious resources like helium-3, a potential fuel for future nuclear power, and lunar ice, for water and rocket fuel. If successful, a lunar elevator could jumpstart a new space economy, making lunar mining and construction as common as satellite launches. The dream: send robotic climbers down from orbit, mine the moon, then easily haul the goods back to a space station for shipment to Earth. No expensive rocket launches needed. In reality, we're still figuring out how to mass produce the necessary materials without emptying every treasury on Earth. But if we crack it, the moon could become the next gold rush, only with a much better view. Number 1. The Transatlantic Tunnel. Taking the crown for the most outrageous mega project ever is the infamous Transatlantic Tunnel. First dreamed up in 1913 by German author Bernhard Kellermann, it imagines a tunnel connecting Europe and North America across 5,500 kilometers of deep ocean. Today, estimates suggest such a tunnel would cost close to $20 trillion. That's more than the GDP of most countries. The tunnel would need to withstand crushing deep sea pressures, earthquake-prone mid-ocean ridges, and still somehow float or anchor securely. Engineers suggest breaking it into prefabricated segments, floating just under the surface to avoid abyssal pressures. Even if that miracle happens, passengers would face an 18-minute acceleration period before zipping along at hypersonic speeds for another 18 minutes, reaching New York from London in a jaw-dropping 54 minutes. If you enjoyed this wild ride through humanity's craziest mega project ideas, make sure to hit that like button and smash subscribe for more mind-blowing content. We've got even bigger and crazier videos coming your way, and you definitely don't want to miss them. Drop a comment below and let us know which project you'd actually want to see happen. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious and dream big.